I'm here with Jess Wayne. Jess writes music for people who've lived a little and aren't afraid to feel a lot. He calls it electric bourbon folk, smooth with a smoky finish. A rich blend of Americana, folk, blues, country, jazz, and adult contemporary that goes down easy but lingers deep. We're so excited to have you here, Jess. Thank you so much for joining us. We're talking to you about your new album. And I'll say a little bit more. You're based in Taos, New Mexico now. Jess didn't follow a traditional path. He shattered it. He's been a modern dancer in New York, an actor, a corporate reorganization lawyer in Denver, a law professor in Houston, a guitar player in LA clubs, writing songs that cut through the noise, raw, reflective, and unmistakably human. His music isn't about chasing trends, it's about chasing meaning. Paste magazine calls his debut stunning, and No Depression praised it as one of the most impressive and notable records of 2016. We're talking about your new album coming out.
Okay.
And we've listened to a little bit. We've listened to a couple tracks of it, and it's so different than your old album. Can you speak to that a little bit?
A couple things go into that. I moved to Taos 5 years ago, and there's something about this whole environment that I guess permeates. Secondly, different personnel. But maybe more importantly, I've lived with these songs. This is an accumulation. Songs that didn't make the first record, songs that I've been playing. I wrote back in 2016, but all the way up, there's songs that I just wrote. So it actually spans a big period of time, and I guess I'm a little wiser, and I've played these songs a lot. I mean, I'm playing almost 80 gigs a year, and so I've played some of these songs a lot, and I think that changes how you approach a song and how it feels to you.
Yeah.
I don't hear it as a big change, but you're right, it is a big change.
Yeah. Talk about the Southwestern kind of influence versus sort of a bluesy, you
Well,
know.
the last album I think had a lot of polish on it. I had
Okay.
some A-listers, musicians backing me up. I mean, I've got very A-list type guys now, but we're all from this area,
Yeah.
and there's I mean, the guitar player has a Memphis sensibility that I've added to it. I've changed my own sound over time.
Yeah.
It just I don't even know. I'm a better singer now, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I'm much more in the lyrics and much more delivering it. You know, you can almost that one song we were listening to, and I could hear myself almost laugh
Mm.
while singing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm easier. I'm
Yeah.
much easier.
No regrets, don't look back. Keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on track. 8 days out, never going back. I'm supposed to be free and I don't feel like that. Oceans on the right, mountains on the left, bridge across a canyon I ain't crossed yet, sun on the water.
Back in 2016, I wanted to try and make a mark and get going and get this out there in the world. And then suddenly now after COVID, and I lost some momentum, but I also gained a lot more play out time. I've been playing in front of live audiences, and it becomes life changed. I realized that the music was about the interaction with the audience, that people are going to interact. You're going to hear the lyrics the way you hear it. You're going to read into it whatever your own stories are. I'm
Sure.
giving you my stories. So I guess there is a little more wisdom involved. And I am more peaceful. These are all songs searching and trying to take me from one point to another point. Whether the song like the Don't Look Back, it's trying to tell me something. The subconscious is saying, okay, you've spent enough time analyzing what happened to you and how it's made you be. Enough already. Get moving.
Interesting.
Just go forward.
Well, if I told you once, I told me twice. This is living, you gotta roll the dice. Might get heaven, you might get hell. But either way, only time will tell, so don't look back.
The first song, Supposed to Be Flying, seems to me, I wrote it a long time ago. I wrote it when I was still in music school.
Okay.
And I played it for a music composition type class that had two professors, teachers, instructors, and one of them liked it and one of them hated it. And I thought that was like, okay, this is how music works.
Totally.
It's subjectively received.
Sure.
And it's a song that was kind of about an event that kind of changed my whole life. I had been a lawyer at that point. I was married. And not very happy. Never liked practicing law. The marriage was not working out, and I got divorced. And I'm supposed to be feeling really good about that, you know. And then there was days when I did, but this one's about the days I was coming down the coast of Highway 1 in California, from Monterey down to Big Sur and on down to forget. But it was along Highway 1. And so that's...
I love Highway 1.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So did you find a lot of that inspiration, California to Taos? Did that change your music?
Yeah, I think you can't help but change your music a little bit here because the
Sure.
sky is so big and everything is kind of stark.
Yeah.
There's a clear focus. The buildings all have kind of a homogeneity to them.
Sure.
They are soft and adobe-ish and different colors of earth.
Yeah.
It changes things for you.
There's an attraction to Taos. So many musicians have come through here and been inspired by and played in these same places, like the Sagebrush and some of these, buildings that hold that.
Yeah, there is an energy that is held here. It's been an incubator. It's been kind to me.
Yeah.
The idea that I can play my own original music, at first I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to play all these covers,
Right. Sure.
And there are still plenty of people who just play covers, and maybe slip in occasional original. But I've been very fortunate to just, play mostly my own songs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. I think it's such a supportive community for musicians.
Unless you're really one of these people who wanting to have a hit song and feed the pop machine and give people the absolute lowest common denominator music, even then you probably reveal your true self.
Yeah.
I think all music reveals the songwriter.
Yes. Yeah. I especially like the one about, being in bed and accepting. I don't know if this is with your wife, Tess, but, being accepted by her or,
Oh, yeah. That one was about Tess.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She wakes up with me.
Yeah.
Yes, when I struggle to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those really intimate moments that you would
Pretty
naturally
intimate, yes.
bring into your music.
You wouldn't naturally? No.
I think you would naturally.
Oh, I do, yeah,
right? It
yeah.
shows a lot about the storyteller, like you said, and the songwriter. It's like you would naturally bring in those moments, which are such, like you said before, you're taking pieces like here's a line, right? Or here's something, and that you create the song around.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's exactly what happens. A line comes to you. And that one, I don't know how, that one, the little opening riff kind of came to me, and then the words start percolating. I think that first line, she wakes up with me when I struggle to breathe, that was the first line, and then that spawned.
Yeah.
She wakes up with me when I struggle to breathe. Holds me tight, makes me believe that I'm enough just the way I am. And all those
So tell me about your favorite song on this album.
My personal favorite is a song called Time and Love.
Okay.
And it is, I've always been fascinated by time and love, and the ability of love to distort time, to make hours seem seconds and seconds seem hours, and I mean, just totally distorts it. And yet, at the same time, we're all marching to time. I mean,
Sure.
it's going to be there. It's impossible to describe. There's a line, time waits for no one. It doesn't care.
So true.
It doesn't care. It'll wait for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time is the question you dare not ask. No, yeah, I don't want to know when I'm going to die.
Yeah, right.
Right? I mean, if you were told that it's way, way off, that would be weird.
Yeah.
And if you were told it was tomorrow, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, right.
So who knows? But then the chorus is the line I like the best, which is, "And I know nothing at all." And I don't. As I gotten older, I know less and less. I am quietly in my knowledge of less and less.
Which is so wise, right? I mean,
God bless.
like the worst that, I don't know where I heard this, that was like, if you feel like you know everything, that's like you know nothing.
Right.
Right. That's a really, and I'm sure that you've gotten that through life. Like the more you live, the less you know.
Time to remember, time to forget. Time owns the future, we own regret. Time waits for no one.
There is a sense of peace in these songs, though. And as I'm listening to you, that's what I'm getting from your reflection about it, is that you've come to a sense of peace about your life, right? And I'm feeling that when I do hear these songs. There is an ease to these songs, a little bit more than your last album, right? I don't know if that was the one that was prior.
Yeah, the last album, that was 2016.
Okay, and your songs always have the theme of it is what it is, and that's what really draws me to your music, is I like that sense of of peace and acceptance about life, and that perspective of like even when things are feeling disjointed or whatever, that it is what it is, right?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. That's good. That's very good.
But there's a resolution to this one more so than the last one. I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
got
these
a
songs.
sense of it.
Yes, the other ones were more open, more
Oh,
open-ended.
yes, yes.
I thought I was telling a story, but now there was a few story songs in there. But now these usually have they go all the way through.
Yes. Yeah,
There's some closure, if you will.
sure.
Um, I did my music. Sometimes people think is sad.
Mm,
I always think that my music is this has sad bits, but it also has hopeful bits, and it
totally.
also has
Yeah,
we're going to get through this bits,
100%.
and
Yeah,
it's going to be okay.
yeah.
We're going to look at it and maybe say, maybe it could be better, but it's okay.
I totally get the sense of that. And I get the sense of that maybe because I know you as a person too, right? Is what I see as your approach to life.
Hmm.
One day you're up, one day you're down, one day you're lost, one day you're found, one day you're thinking of how it ought to be. Next day you're blind with rage, thinking you can see. But none of this'll matter, none of this at all, 'cause you can't live life when you're living small.
I've been a student of how to live and how to
Mm,
think and how to feel, and you know, to try and work through all of the crap that we come into the world with, and then the extra helpings that people give us,
sure.
which is pretty much ours to deal with. And I've always been a student of that, and I've tried so many ways to try and find peace in it.
Yes.
And music has helped me selfishly find peace.
Mm,
It's harmonized different parts of me. There was a dancer, there was an intellectual lawyer, there was a professor, there was an actor, there was a performer. All those parts kind of come together with the music. Happiness, we come to be happy.
mm,
And if something gives you joy and happiness, then do that.
yeah.
And maybe, sometimes people think that's horrible advice because it doesn't put food on the table. Um, I'm not sure how to balance that. I know that I went on the quest for food on the table, and that's a different quest,
Mm, different life.
different life.
Yeah, sure.
You need to put the things that give you that happiness.
Sure.
Now you can put food on the table and do things like that.
Mm-hmm. And I feel that way when I see you play. Mostly I've seen you play at the Sagebrush. Is that your favorite place to
Oh,
perform?
absolutely, absolutely. They've been
Uh-huh.
so kind. They they were like the first place in town that came back online after COVID,
Sure.
and it was just wonderful. They gave me
Yeah.
this gig, and I've been there now for 3 years. I
Amazing.
feel like what is it, Bobby Bland, who plays at the a place in New York for years and years and years. He played 3 or 4 nights a week.
Sure.
Um, I'm obviously not playing old standards. I'm playing my own stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really nice to have a place that you just go back to every week, and people come now and they say, "Oh, I saw you 2 years ago." It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's so sweet." Well,
Well, and you seem so comfortable there as well as the band. Can you talk about Jupiter and some of the other members that have
oh,
joined you?
sure, yeah. I mean, I was very fortunate. I came here. I was just playing solo,
Uh-huh.
and then I was introduced to Jupiter Skyfish,
Uh-huh.
aka Nelson Finney, and he is a wonderful soul. He's a guitar player. He's grew up in Memphis and had some amazing adventures. And he's actually spent his life with adventures all over the world. But we were introduced to each other, and he's like a real cool jazz cat.
Yeah.
Real
He's played with
cool.
some hot
Oh
shots,
my gosh. He
right?
was asked by Ray Charles to join his band when he was 17 or
Right.
18.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, he's an incredible guitar player.
yeah, he
Yeah,
really is.
incredible.
And he just was so cool. I thought, oh, this guy's too cool for me. But we started talking about music,
Uh-huh.
and I realized he's gonna love my music because it's got so many inputs from so many different directions. Whether it's the Memphis blues, jazz, soul, there's a lot of different places I draw on, and it turned out to be a really good mix. And so he just sat in and just kept sitting in.
Yeah.
And then the bass player Sid came along, and he wanted to sit in. And he's so steady and solid, and he's a real musicologist. He knows so much about music. He hosts a radio show every Monday
Oh,
called The Blender, and he
amazing.
picks a list of stuff, deep cuts that you've never heard from places, bands that you do know.
Sure.
But he's a very interesting fellow, and he has a real sense of things. And then the piano player, Monty Williams, he again came into the Sagebrush and heard me playing and was like, "Can I sit in?"
Wow.
And he's a pro from Austin, or no, Dallas, Fort Worth area. He had played professionally and was in like the recording studio house bands and things like that for years. Then he went into oil and gas and made money. Okay, I can't fault him for that, but he plays very beautifully. And the drummer on the album, who I only had for the album, was the same drummer on the first album.
Okay.
He and I have stayed close through the years, and Jimmy Ledesma, and
Okay.
he's an amazing drummer. He gets hired to work the soundtrack, like when a big famous band is playing, and the drummer is not cutting it on the recording. He'll be brought in to do the track.
Wow.
No credit, no acknowledgement, no nothing. So there's tracks out there that have him on it.
Yeah.
And the drummer is a great drummer in performance live, but keeping that steady beat and bringing everything in and locked in and doing that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
So Jimmy's a real gift, and he's Argentinian, and he's a wild man.
Is that how it typically works, where people ask to sit in? Like, I would think that you would recruit, right, for your band, but there's something about your energy on stage that would attract them to, or your spirit that would.
I guess.
Yeah.
No. So everybody has
that's
been
interesting.
drawn in.
Yeah.
And okay. I've been like, okay, some people are drawn in, and that's not going to work,
Sure.
But
Well, you play from a place of that this is your passion, your happiness. It comes from a different place.
and it also comes from there's not a lot of strong intellectual, but there is a very deeply rooted approach to music that the people who play with me love, that they have the freedom to expand it.
Yes.
It has a lot of opportunities for when we play live improvisation. We go crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the hard part of the recording, was narrowing it all down. Okay, we're not a jam band on this recording, although there's times when we really get going.
You can see Jupiter really like playing with it, right?
Yes,
Everybody's just enjoying themselves, which I
Right.
think is a real big part of why it's enjoyable to come and watch you.
Wasted time, no stranger here. There's a fine line between the light and the fear. Well, I could build a boat, but it won't take me there. Wasted time, lost boy.
And tell me about Ancient Door. Why did you call your album that?
There's a song I wrote when I turned 70, and I was slightly down about that. And in fact, I feel like I've been carrying all my life, carrying a suitcase that says "Don't open till 70." and I didn't really know that I was carrying that. And the damn thing opened up at 70, and it was full of aches and pains, and I just felt like crap. And I had to write a song to kind of work that out, and to get back to what gives you joy, what is a life about, and that's about being joyful and happy. And the song is called "Come to the Dance." Okay. Come join the dance, because the dance is going on. Yeah, you're either joining it or you're resisting it. And that's what came to me, was to join the dance. And there's a line in it, through the ancient door. Okay. And that door is always there. Yeah. And it's been around all eternity. There's a door you can go through and be on the other side of, and find that place. Yeah, get through the door. Go through the door.
There's this thing about flying and about dancing where there's a part where you just let go. Right?
Right. Precisely. You have to let go. And in fact, songwriting to me is letting go. I have to let go and receive. If I get, like, I'll get into a place, I'm like, it's just like, quiet down, move on, go somewhere else, let it come to you, you know. And then after a while, I'm writing all these words and realize, oh, this is what the song is about, and then crossing out all the words that it's not about. Sure. Yeah. But it's received.
If you're feeling you're too old, and you're thinking your trail's gone cold, if you cannot find your path, ask your spirit to take you back. Follow beauty and the light. Listen closely, she might be right.
So talk to me about, when does your album come out?
June 27th is the target date. Okay. I'm going to have a party, album release party at, that's another place that's fun to play. Dale. Yeah. You know, the K-Tao Solar Center, Dale restaurant, bar, and they have that big kind of Quonset hut tent. Right. Yeah, we're going to do it there on a Friday night. Okay, great.